The reality of the 21st century is that our technologically advanced world sadly becomes a world of waste, where landfills grow taller than skyscrapers. Rivers run dry, forests burn, natural resources are depleted, and people's health is compromised by pollution. Every year we dump a massive 2.12 billion tons of waste. If all this waste was put on trucks, they would go around the world 24 times. Every second, the equivalent of one garbage truck of textiles is landfilled or burned. Every month, more than 500,000 tons of plastic are dumped in oceans. This stunning amount of waste is partly because 99% of what we buy is trashed within 6 months. Products with the highest percentage share in corporate waste: paper 37, organic materials 21, plastics 17, construction materials 11, metal 8%. Waste and pollution are consequences of our decision, of our way of life, in the race of consuming, producing abundantly, and trashing things quickly without thinking. We enjoy material comforts unimaginable to previous generations. With the current trends, global resource consumption in 2030 is expected to be twice as high as in 2010. And the number of consumers is growing by the second, coming close to 3.5 billion new middle-class consumers. If everyone lived like Western consumers, we would need up to 5 planets to support us and absorb our waste. To achieve that, future generations will have the necessary basic needs. We will need 50% more food, 45% more energy, and 30% more water. But we are reaching the limits. The world is running out of natural resources. Global oil reserves, for example, will exist for only another 46 years. Moving from a world of 7 billion to 9 billion population by 2050, it's time to act now. A cleaner and greener environment is game-changing to the whole future of civilization. Sustainability is crucial to how we design and manage our systems. There is good news. Let's see how a new form of sustainable economy emerges: the circular economy. Circular economy is a concept which focuses on sustainability, promising a lot of benefits for all: people, businesses, and the environment. Running the economy like nature runs its own business is the basis. Nothing is wasted. Everything serves as food for something else. It is a closed-loop system. The shift is clear. Instead of the linear take, make, throw away, circular means reuse, recycle, and refurbish, resulting in reduce, reuse, recycle, renew, reinvent. First, it starts with using resources that are already extracted. Reducing and reusing means optimization of resources through substitution or using different resources to achieve the same goal, and dematerialization or using less of the same resource for the same function. Second, it continues with making, designing and producing circular products which are supposed to last longer or as long as possible, to be upgradable, easy to maintain, repairable, and easy to dismantle and reuse. It's crucial for success to develop something that can be circular from the very beginning, using as little energy as possible, ensuring at the same time that the customers can see a genuine satisfaction and real benefits from using it, a real benefit in terms of reusing it and returning it. Third, once the product cannot be used anymore, it needs to be collected and recycled. Nothing should go to landfills. Fourth, the loop is closed by renewing or even reinventing the production process, giving new values to products or materials. Increasing the life of the product is an important step. Research shows that a minimal increase of only 1% in economic activities related to longer product life can have a cumulative effect of 7.9 billion euros per year across the European economy. It's a shift that involves everyone and everything: businesses, governments, individuals, cities, forests, products, jobs. It requires a radical change in the way we produce and consume, and the whole system has to change with it. More and more businesses need to work together, even competitors, simply because everybody's raw material is somebody else's waste, somebody else's opportunity for resources. The more people participate, the more materials could be used, the more synergies and efficiencies of scales from the collection of materials. The experience from the past years shows the circular economy is providing opportunities and giving returns in the long run, from a cost perspective, from a brand perspective, from developing products that create a platform for further innovations, new jobs, increased revenues, and positive environmental impacts. Let's take a look at some of the estimated benefits in numbers. 30% economic growth and increase in the number of job opportunities. 3,000 euros increase in disposable income per annum for EU households. 580 million euro annual material cost savings in the fast-moving consumer goods industry. The use of secondary raw materials in the production of metals, glass and paper results in energy savings of 20 to 90%. 48% reduction of carbon dioxide emissions by 2030. The European Commission took a lead in circular economy policies globally. The European Green Deal aims to make Europe the first climate-neutral continent. But the shift to circular economy is related to costs. Companies need to redesign their supply chains and products to ensure reuse again and again. Producers will face higher costs related to the logistics of disposing and recycling. There are also challenges related to sufficient knowledge and skills to drive these processes. It is estimated that the full transition to circular economy across Europe would need 108 billion euros. Cost is one thing, but changing people's minds is another. And that's what actually takes for the circular economy to become a reality. If we look at the speed and scale of changes that are happening, technological breakthroughs, innovators working hard to change things, it's impossible not to be optimistic. Leading companies are embarking on the zero-waste philosophy. These pioneers showed that the industrial system needs a redesign, that new technologies are not so important as the new way of thinking. Let's find out how organizations around the world are going circular and developing new business models. Resource recovery is a model which allows materials at the end of the product's life cycle to get back into the market, transforming waste into new value. They include delivery chain logistics, sorting, warehousing, risk management, power generation, even molecular biology, and polymer chemistry. For example, Adidas is releasing a new model, Futurecraft.Loop, their first running shoe that is made to be remade. It was carefully designed so that it can be returned to Adidas, broken down, and reused to create new performance running shoes. The circular materials business model is particularly relevant for companies dealing with scarce commodities, in which scarce resources are replaced with fully renewable, recyclable, or biodegradable resource inputs. For example, there are many companies that make bricks and construction materials from waste products from the ceramics, glass, and insulation industry, as well as from rejected clay from traditional brick manufacturing. The first house built from waste bricks is in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. The product life extension model helps companies extend the life cycle of their products and assets. Material that otherwise would be wasted is maintained or even improved, such as through remanufacturing, repairing, upgrading, or remarketing. A model appropriate for capital-intensive business-to-business segments, industrial equipment, and business-to-customer companies that serve pre-owned products. For example, over the past 40 years, Caterpillar's remanufacturing activity has focused on returning components at the end of life to same as new condition or quality that reduces costs, waste, greenhouse gas emissions, and need for raw inputs. Virtualization of products like books or sound carrier provided through digital channel instantly reduced the need for traditional transport and waste creation. They lead to resource savings and productivity gains. More efforts are being put to reduce the high energy consumption of supporting data centers in order to improve the overall sustainability. Product as a service is a model used by companies who retain ownership of the product while offering customers access to it through leasing, renting, pay-per-use versus the conventional buy-to-own approach, thus deferring consumption of new assets. This model is attractive for companies that have high operational costs and the ability to manage the maintenance of that service and recapture residual value at the end of life. For example, Philips sells lighting as a service, aiming to reach more customers by retaining ownership of the lights and equipment, so customers do not have to pay the upfront costs of installation. They also ensure the sound environmental management of its products by taking them back at the appropriate time for recycling or upgrading. The sharing platform model is centered on the sharing of the products and assets that have low ownership or use rate. Companies that leverage this model can maximize the use of the products they sell, enhance productivity and value creation. Uber and Airbnb are among the first innovators of sharing platform businesses, but there are many more wonderful sharing platform businesses, from umbrellas, food to energy. Circular economy business models come in all shapes and sizes, depending on where they occur in the value chain. They are not exclusive and are often combined or merged. The world around us is moving very fast in terms of climate crisis and resource crisis. We still have to eat, must drink and live, but let's do it with more awareness and responsibility. The circular economy is not a utopia. It's an important piece of the sustainability puzzle. It gives endless possibilities to create a thriving economy and a way to make a positive footprint on this world for the sake of our children. It's time to ask yourselves, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution for the kind of life and earth we were meant to enjoy? It's time to act. The choice is yours. Change the mindset. Think circular, close the loop.